These are some baby great horned owls, and unfortunately, it's a bit of a sad story with these guys. Oh, there you go, there's one. And that is that they were up in a big old pine tree in an old cemetery in central Utah, and they came out of the nest, came out of the tree, and were on the ground. There you go. And the people there decided they needed to be rescued. They brought them home and called us at the Wildlife Foundation, and they brought them to southern Utah, and we are raising them up. Here's the problem with these guys, and the problem is that they're old enough right now that if they would have just left them at the cemetery on the ground, Mom and Dad would have fed them, would have cared for them, and they would have been just fine. But taking them away and bringing them, 100 miles away to our rescue center was not the best thing that could have been done for these guys. All they would have had to have done is just let everyone know that went to the cemetery that there's some young owls on the ground and please leave them alone. And they would be just perfectly fine without human interference. But now we have to raise them, teach them how to fly, how to hunt, and get them returned to the wild. So it's a bit of a job for us. Now that beak right there is designed to rip large chunks of flesh, and so he could certainly rip a big chunk of flesh out of my hand, but I am keeping him very calm here, and he's doing okay. The next thing that you have to worry about is his feet. These feet right here, 600 pounds per square inch of crushing power in those feet. That's what he kills with. And he could drive those talons through my hand and crush the bones of my hand. So when you're dealing with wild animals, don't approach them. If you think they're sick, please call police dispatch. Do not call 911. 911 is for human emergencies. Call police dispatch. They will dispatch a wildlife rehabilitator like myself or a conservation officer who is skilled in handling these animals. As much as this looks like it's really fun, guys, please understand, these are wild animals. She still has all of her instincts. If handled inappropriately, they can be very dangerous. If handled appropriately, both you and the bird can have an amazing relationship. But it's always, the relationship is built on respect for the animal, and and if she ever does anything to hurt me, these large feet right here, that's what she kills with. If she were to reach over, grab my hand, and put all 4 talons through my hand, well, that's fine. She's a wild animal, and if I get hurt, that's my fault. Okay, hey everybody, one last thing. If you happen to come across these little grebes, please feel free to pick them up and transport them to the nearest open water source. The little grebes are really quite harmless. They can poke at you with that little beak, but they really can't hurt you. I would not pick one up and put it near my face because it can poke at you, but other than that, they're really quite safe to handle, and so I wouldn't worry about them as far as injury is concerned. Get them back in the wild, that's wonderful. Do not consider this a license to rescue any other wildlife. Do not try to rescue eagles, large hawks, owls. No, do not try to rescue coyotes or deer or foxes or raccoons. Those can be extremely dangerous. If you find injured wildlife, other than these little grebes, if you find injured wildlife, please do not try to rescue it yourself. Call police dispatch. Do not call 911. 911 is for human emergencies, not for animal emergencies. And so call police dispatch, call your local game warden, call your local wildlife rescue center like ours, the Southwest Wildlife Foundation, and let someone who is trained to deal with these kinds of situations come and help care for that animal. And if you try to rescue it yourself, there's a very good chance that either you could get injured or the animal could get injured more than it already is. So please do not pick up wild animals. That's very important.